for the natural selection heterozygote advantage. So what do you notice about the frequency of the A allele over the course of 100 generations? What about for 1000 generations?
Based on the simulations, the frequency of the A allele stayed at 0.6. The A allele did not become fixed in the gene pool, but neither did it become lost. The frequency of the A allele increased gradually from 0.5 to 0.6 and remained at that point from approximately the 6th generation of the simulation onwards. By the 100th and the 1000th generation, the A allele had steadily remained within the gene pool at 0.6.
How do your simulations of overdominance compare to your simulations with the assumptions that the homozygous dominant genotype had the highest fitness?
In the simulations of the homozygous dominant genotype having the highest fitness, we can see that the A allele increased and was eventually fixed in the population. On the other hand, the simulations of overdominance demonstrated that the A allele does not become fixed or lost in the population, but stays at a certain percentage within the gene pool.
Compare and contrast natural selection and genetic drift.
Both genetic drift and natural selection change the frequency of alleles over time. The difference between them is that genetic drift changes the frequencies of alleles by chance, while natural selection changes allele frequencies through the success of an individual organism to pass on their genes through reproduction.
What are the different processes that causes a population to evolve?
One of the 4 different processes that cause population to evolve is the genetic drift, which is the change in frequency of an allele that is not caused by the fitness of the gene itself, but rather by chance. An example of this would be a flood drowning a portion of a herd of cows, leaving only the rest behind to pass on their genes. Another process is mutation, which is the creation of new alleles from changing the sequence of the DNA within a cell, which increases genetic variability. An example of this are the cancer cells, which have an anomaly in their DNA that they pass on to their descendants. Another process is the gene flow, which is the process of transferring alleles from one gene pool to another due to migration. One example are the male baboons leaving their troops for another troop to find more mates.